Good morning, students. Let me discuss about another example. We have already discussed about graph-based protocol and I have given one example. Now I am giving another example for better understanding. So we have taken one graph and a schedule, schedule S1 which consists of 3 transactions. Now it is a non-serial schedule. Okay. First it is our duty whether each transaction is following the order or not. Lock on A is allowed. Lock on B is allowed because the parent is locked. Lock on D is allowed because the parent B is locked. Okay, unlock B. Anytime I can unlock. Lock on C is allowed. Yes, because the parent is still locked. Unlock D, unlock A, all these things are allowed because these are unlock operations, so we don't need to worry because unlock can be done at any time. After unlocking, suppose let's take that why I am keep on stressing is that you have unlocked B here. Lock B, unlock B is allowed. But again, subsequently, you cannot ask for a lock on B. Lock on B again is not allowed because once you have released the lock, subsequently you cannot ask for the lock. Okay. Now, this is for transaction T1. We'll come to the transaction T2. Lock on B is allowed. Then lock on B is allowed. Subsequently, it is releasing the locks. We don't need to worry. Now we'll come to the transaction T3. Lock on E, first lock can be on anything. Lock on G, now lock on E is allowed, so lock on G is allowed. Lock, unlock G and unlock E, these are allowed. Okay, so this schedule which I have consists of 3 transactions is each transaction is following the order based on the given graph. Okay. So now we will find out whether it is having the serializability or not. Means whether we for the given non-serial schedule whether we have any equivalent serial schedule or not. How to do it? We have to construct the polygraph. The number of nodes is equivalent to number of transactions. We have 3 transactions in the given example. So the polygraph consists of 3 nodes. Okay. Now lock on A. Nowhere any locks, so we don't need to find. So I think in the first example I have discussed that this lock on A is nothing but excuse me, lock on A is not, it is an exclusive lock here because see I am not again saying it is an exclusive lock because in graph based protocol only exclusive locks are allowed and exclusive lock is taken for performing the write operation. So you can replace all the exclusive locks with the write operations to construct the polygraph properly. Okay. Now come to this one. This is an exclusive lock and this is an exclusive lock. So if you are confused, you can write it as write B and this is a write B. So it is a write conflict. What is the order of the write conflict? W1 of B, meaning is that it is a write operation on transaction 1 to write 2 of B. It is a write operation on transaction 2. So what is the order? In even the given, if you want to find the serial schedule, in the serial schedule also T1 then T2 should be there. Then only I can say that it is an equivalent serial schedule for the given non-serial schedule. Okay. Now lock on D, there is no lock on D, so we don't need to worry. Unlock B, there is no unlock, so no problem. Okay. Now coming to the lock on B, there is no locks in transaction T2 and transaction T1 and transaction T3, so no need to worry. After this you have lock on C. Whether any lock on C is there? Not there. Okay. Now lock on E is coming here. Again there is a lock on E. So what it is? It is a write operation and this is also a write operation. So what is the order? W3 of E to W2 of E, meaning is that you should have an edge from T3 to T2. Okay. T3 to T2. Then this is finished. Lock on G, there is no lock on G on transaction T2 and transaction T3, so no need to worry. Unlock G, unlock operations, we no need to worry to finding the serializability. unlock E, we have already checked lock unlock. So we have constructed the polygraph. Now it is our duty to find whether it is having any loops or not, because polygraph construction we have finished. Now we have to check whether any cycles are there or any loops are there. There are no loops, so we can say that for the non-serializability schedule there is some equivalent serial schedule. What is the order? What is the order is that you can start with transaction T3, then transaction T1, transaction T2, because you can either start with transaction 1 or transaction T3, because you can say that, sir, how you are going from transaction T3 then transaction T2 is T1, because there is no edge, then how you are trying, because transaction T3 can start, then it is going to transaction T2, transaction 1 is going to transaction 2, meaning is that after finishing these transactions 1 and transaction 3 you should go to transaction 2. This is a one equivalent serial schedule, or it can be transaction 1 can come, then transaction T3 can come, then transaction T2 can come. See, lot of people will confuse, sir, after T1 there is no edge to T3, how you are writing. My only point is that after finishing T1 and T3 you should come to the transaction T2. So the order between the T1 and T3 can be interchanged. So you have the two equivalent serial schedules. One is T1, T3, T1, T2, or T1, T3, T2. I hope you have understood this one. If you have not understood, you check the video for multiple times, you can understand. Because why I am saying is that there is an edge between T1 to T2 and there is an edge between T3 to T2. Both the edges are saying that after T1, T2 should come. After T3, T2 should come. Between these two, the order is not important, because there is no edge between T1 to T3 or T3 to T1. So these two order can be interchanged, whereas T2 should come at last. I hope you have understood this example. So with this example, I can say that all the graph based protocols are deadlock free. Anyway, we have discussed earlier. One is that one. And all the graph based protocols are serializable, because we have discussed two examples. The two examples having the serializability. So we can say that, why I am saying the serializability, if it is conflict equivalent or conflict schedule, then we have a view equivalent. So if it is conflict equivalent or view equivalent, I can say that it is a serializability. So in all the graph based protocols achieve the serializability and they are deadlock free. These are the advantages of the graph based protocols. One is that they ensures the serializability and they are deadlock free. Then what is the drawbacks? For every protocol there will be drawbacks also. What is the drawback is that if you can see that unnecessarily we have locked on exclusive lock on A. Is it clear? That is not important. Okay, means we want to perform the, why we have taken an exclusive lock on A? Because if I does not take an exclusive lock on A, then lock on B is allowed, but lock on C is not allowed. To take a lock on C, we have taken an exclusive lock on A, but this is not required for us, because we were not performing if we are not performing any write operation, unnecessarily we have taken an exclusive lock. So unnecessarily we will take an exclusive locks which may not be required for us. And another drawback is that the order we should know prior. The order of execution means this graph someone has to give. Once someone has given this tree or graph, then only we can go further checking whether it is following the order or not. So the order of execution we should know prior. That is one drawback. And another drawback is unnecessary locks which will increase the complexity. Okay, so there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages in the graph based protocol. So I hope everyone has understood about the graph based protocols. In the next video we will discuss about the timestamp based protocols. Okay, thank you.